Exercise selection is one of the things that your clients stress about the most. From the wannabe bodybuilders who are seeking the perfect exercise for upper chest development, to the women who are wondering if that exercise is actually toning up her abs because she can't feel it working them. As personal trainers, we know that there are no such things as magic exercises. We know that you should probably include a balance of squat, deadlift, lunge, push and pull variations within our clients' programs, but selecting which ones is where your coaching brain can play a big role. Our checklist for selecting exercise variations should revolve around the following, and these are in no particular order. Number one is client personal preference. Now this should probably come at the top of the list, although I said no particular order first. Do they love certain exercises but hate others? It's probably best to not to include exercises that they absolutely hate, or at least minimize the amount of times that they perform them. Number two, specificity to any sporting goals. Powerlifting clients will probably want to prioritize bilateral squatting patterns over unilateral ones for the most part. Whereas if you have clients who play a lot of football, soccer for our American followers, then unilateral work may be more beneficial, or deadlift variations which strengthen the hamstrings eccentrically, such as a Romanian deadlift. The relative intensity you want them to be training at can also dictate exercise selection. For example, training at 90% of your Bulgarian split squat 1 rep max is probably not a good idea. Number three, how the client moves. If they back squat and it looks like my grandma trying to pick something up off the floor, yet when you shift the load anteriorly, their squat pattern clears up really nicely, then it's probably a good idea to program mostly anteriorly loaded squat patterns for the time being. So goblet squats, front squats, things like that. Number four is how much time per session they have. When a client is with you in person, they're generally there for 30 to 60 minutes, at which point time is really at a premium. At this point, the art of balancing bang for buck and client enjoyment really comes to the fore. A good template to work off for a general population client might look something like A, 5 to 10 minutes of dynamic stretching to warm up, B, round about 20 minutes of heavier strength type work where you take 1 to 2 compound exercises and perform them for lower reps. This is the section where most of the bang for buck work is performed. C, 10 to 15 minutes of hypertrophy type work. This could be a glute pump focused for a female client, chest and back superset work for a male client focused on gaining muscle in his upper body. The possibilities are endless. This section is where we start to focus more on what our clients really love to do. D, 10 to 15 minutes of finisher type work. This is going to be where you put stuff in that your client really loves doing to make them finish the session on a high. Got a female fat loss client? Think prowlers, battle ropes, stuff to make them work up a sweat and feel like they've really worked hard. If someone really wants to work on their abs, maybe some form of ab circuit. Don't be afraid of putting some ab isolation exercises in there. That male client who wants to bulk up and look good in a t-shirt, arm supersets. And our last point in the checklist, number five, if any exercises cause them any pain, either generally or just on that particular day, it's good to have a bunch of progressions at hand that you can swap in and out just in case a particular movement causes pain in some way that day. This slide was taken from Module 1, Unit 11 of the SBS Academy, which covers programming for typical gym users. It's taught by Coach Evan. We're not far away from our next enrollment. It opens up in August. So head to shreddedbyscience.com/academy for more information about the SBS Academy and to sign up for the VIP email list.